and welcome to a new edition of Designs with Tyler. Today I'm demoing a AI-driven crypto wallet, something that I've been working on for a few days now. And I think of this as a synthesis of a chat GPT style LLM conversational design interface with the actions and capabilities of a modern crypto wallet, something that can engage in smart contracts, do staking, unstaking, swaps, and just the modern things that you would expect to see in a wallet. I think that the current state of wallets is in a place where there aren't a lot of wallets that are doing this. They're just relying on graphical user interfaces. But I've had so many times where I've just wanted to type into an interface like just swap 200 Matic for 10 Ethereum or whatever, and just type it and then have it compose the transaction, give me a nice UI readout of what that would look like, and then execute it for me. And I really think that that's where the future is going once we start to enable AIs with this technology. And I haven't seen anyone build it yet. So I kind of think about it like apply an LLM to a crypto wallet, but then also have a bunch of prompts so that it is more of this conversational design with a bunch of hints for how you could go about doing this. It's kind of like an Amazon's or so a big company's support chatbot as well. So that's sort of the way I'm looking at it. And this is something that could be used for any type of user. But I think it's great for both advanced users and for beginners looking to do more advanced things. And it could be a place to learn how to do some of the more advanced transactions and abstract a lot of the difficulties away from the user at the same time. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I've been building. So here we have the main welcome interface. As you can see at the top, we have your total assets, the amount that you have bonded, and the amount that you have unbonded. Then you have the ability to view all assets. Then we have a sort of a welcome prompt to let you know that this is a chat interface. Welcome to Alfred. Alfred is an AI-driven crypto transaction composition tool. Start by browsing our standard action set or typing in your request. So we have your basic actions here, but they're all sort of organized as chat prompts. So we have send, receive funds, swap, view balances, initiate a smart contract, stake, unstake, governance, buy, delegate permissions. That's one from AuthZ and the IBC world, and browse all actions, which would just give you like a list of everything that's sort of canned that you could sort of browse through. Then at the bottom, we have write a command. And that could just simply go to do something for me and compose a UI that promotes that. So let's go ahead and get into the pre-canned actions first. So let's just do a swap. Swap is easy. So let's hit a swap. Looks like you want to swap some funds. Choose the funds in your assets you wish to swap. So you can either search for an asset, or it has the top 3 pre-populated for you: Polygon, Wrapped Bitcoin, and Ethereum, let's say, and your amounts. A drop down to select your asset, and the ability to just go straight to the swapper. But this is one where you could just say, yes, okay, Polygon, cool, I'll select Polygon. Select the asset you want to receive from your swap. So search for asset or select asset. You could just hit whatever that, you could just hit a drop down and select the asset you want to receive. Then that'll bring you to the swap interface. You could just also do this all in the swap interface, mind you, but this is sort of like a easy step, like what do I want? What do I want to exchange for? And then it fills it in for you. So you pay Polygon, you receive Ethereum, let's say. And then you are swapping 200 Matic for 12 ETH, and it'll give you a nice text description of what you're doing. So I hit swap, the transaction is successful, and then I could go and view that transaction in a chain explorer, or I can just hit X and get back to where I started. So that's one fun thing you could do. You could also just type in, I want to swap 200 Matic for ETH right there. And then boom, you go straight to, I want to swap 200 Matic for ETH. it would show that to you in sort of a chat history thread, then no problem. Here's our swap interface. You pay this, you receive this, and this is just sort of a swap interface that gets placed into the chat feed. You know, you have your gas fees, selectors, what have you. You hit swap and it says transaction successful, and you can always go back and review it. So those are two of the conversational design driven ways to go about swapping. So let's do something more complicated. Let's initiate a smart contract. So I want to initiate a smart contract. Sounds great. Smart contracts are contracts that are encoded and stored on a blockchain. They can perform various actions. What type of contract do you want to initiate? So they have different types, you know, like a multisig or a DeFi contract or an NFT or something in escrow. There's all kinds of things you can do with smart contracts. And this is what I think is like a more accessible way to show transaction composition methodologies and how to instantiate a smart contract for your average user. So let's go ahead and just do a DeFi one. I want to create a DeFi smart contract. You can see that you have your chat history here. It's scrollable, so you can see what actions you picked. There are many types of DeFi smart contracts. Select one from the list below or type one in chat. So you can do like lending or borrowing, yield farm, insurance, derivatives. There's all other kinds of stuff. And, you know, I could keep on developing and researching this, but I would just prompt with the basics first. So yield farming. These are the yield farming strategies with the highest yield that you can participate in. If you want a specific yield strategy, type it into the chat bar. So this is fun. I think you just go, I want to do a yield farming smart contract and I don't care what it is. Like, boom, we're going to suggest to you like the most stable one or the one with the highest APY. And there's a bunch of different parameters that we could massage and tweak in this regard. But basically, like, yeah, like a yield flow staking no lock contract pool ins, and these days you have your APR, your current stake, your strategy, things of this nature. So you know, you could compound LP osmosis, you could do Aave, and then looking for other yield farming strategies, here are some other categories you can browse. So you could do like compound staking, liquidity pools. I think I have a few others down there, but it's like basically I want to be able to suggest like 3 top options that are, you know, that are optimized with behind the scenes with AI, and then after that you have some more things that you can browse through if you're not happy with that. So let's just select that strategy. So you haven't connected the YieldFlow API yet. Of course, you need to start integrating some of these external APIs into the wallet. So this is where it would kick out, you know, you would have to maybe do something in a mobile browser, connect, and then it comes back to this screen where it has the composed smart contract. So YieldFlow staking no lock. So I'm going to hit stake. And then, you know, I think it would have like a configurator of how much I want to stake, token, you know, how much I want to put out. And then it would have like, you know, you now have 100 YieldFlow staked into this position. So, yeah, something like that. So let's do another one. So initiate a smart contract. Let's look at a multisig. So I want to initiate a multisig contract. I think one of the important things here is you read out descriptions of what each one of these things does. So multisig smart contracts allow multiple signers to review and agree on an action on the blockchain before the action is executed. Let's start by defining the type of multisig contract you want to instantiate. So I'm just going to do a send token multisig. Great. I can certainly set that up for you. Let's define the members of the smart contract and the voting authority of that smart contract. So, you know, you need to add multiple people to a multisig. This is where you would select the different addresses. You could add an address here, and you could pull in one from your contacts. So I would just fill in like one address. I would add an address here, fill that in. Then, you know, you'd have them all confirmed. Scroll down, and then hit, you know, confirm multisig address. So after you have the addresses confirmed, you need to confirm the voting power. So I just have a 2 of 3 confirmation. You could easily alter this and do, a 4 of, a 1 of 3, or add more people and do, there's the various amount of people that need to confirm the multi-sig transaction. But it's all composed in this sort of chat-like interface. So we're just going to confirm. We have another confirmation screen here, and the ability to view that transaction in a chain explorer. All right, so those are just some of the core interactions that we can provide. We have other stuff like viewing all of your assets, and that would just be a simple list of your assets. One thing that I think is important in a multi-chain future is if you have multiple tokens on a single chain, they need to be viewed either via token, where you have an aggregator that just shows like all of my Ethereum across all the chains, or you view by chain, where you just have the amount of tokens on the host chain. So like I have 10 Ethereum on ETH, but I also have like USDC on that same address. You could probably hit a drop down here and view some of that. And then also I wanted to make room for NFTs, have the ability to search NFTs, and then expand to get more information about those NFTs. So one other thing I wanted to demo is the main menu. So you can swap accounts, copy your address. You'd have a list of quick actions here, which is relatively familiar. And then here is sort of your conversation history. So this is very similar to what LLMs are doing right now, where you can go back and look at what your main transactions were. And I like this because, you could do 1 or 2 actions and then you're right back to, oh, this is where I was creating the multi-sig, or this is it at the end with all the confirmations and stuff. So I think it's interesting to bring that back. So I think that's pretty interesting. So this is definitely an early stage prototype. I know that there's a lot more complexity and a lot of things to be worked out, but I just think this is a really compelling idea, and I'd love to continue to explore the interaction design around this conversational design driven crypto wallet. So if you're interested in this, DM me at Tyler Schmidt, TYLERSCHMIDT on Twitter. You can go ahead and find me there, or drop a comment and drop a like on the video. Please drop a like below. That helps me out. And thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this demo.